where I wanted to start was just at a very high level because you're disrupting giving. Giving, obviously, I think in most people's mind is something done by the wealthy and probably the very old, and it clearly shouldn't be that way. It should be something that's much easier. It's much more mainstream. That's built into our daily lives. How did you kind of discover this problem and build conviction that this was the right thing to tackle? And then can you just share a quick elevator pitch of what Daffy is for everyone listening?
I'm happy to. And although I will say, I'm still okay with rich people and
Yes, yes,
older
yes. I
people
think
giving.
everybody
I
is.
think everyone should give. That's good.
You
Although
should
you're
do that
right that
too.
those markets are well covered today. I think they're like everything. It's hard to trace a single idea, but there's a couple clues that brought me to Daffy. Clue number one was that the data doesn't really match our impression, right? If you look at most data in the United States, for example, the United States is often lauded as a very generous country because of its heavy philanthropy. I mean, philanthropy 2020, I think it was over 470 billion was given to charity.
Wow.
That's more than
Wow.
2.3% of GDP. That's actually bigger than agriculture. Right? Agriculture, I think, is a little less than 1% of GDP. So it's an amazingly big sector. And most of that money doesn't come from large foundations or wealthy individuals. It looks like over 60 million households give to charity in one form or another every single year. So why do we all feel like it's the province of billionaires and retirees when in reality the data says we all give? And the second clue, of course, is I'm a parent, right? I have 4 children. And my kids go to this wonderful school. And one of the things they do at an early age is every Friday they bring in spare change and they put it in a little bank, right? And then every quarter they vote as a class on which local charity to give the money to. And it's a wonderful way to teach them about giving and thinking about that process. And they put a little money aside every day. And I was just struck by the fact, like, why do we teach our children to do this? But as adults, we don't. Um, who puts money aside for charity, right? And I struggled with this a bit, and then I realized, of course, that it turns out, to your point, the wealthy do, right? Donor advised funds have existed for decades, and most people, whether they've been successful in business or otherwise, if they have a financial advisor or an accountant, at some point they tell them, "Hey, you had a good year. You could save some money on taxes this year if you give money to charity." And people say, well, I don't know exactly what charity to give to yet. I've been too busy working. I say, well, you can put the money in a donor advised fund. It's invested tax free. And then you can give whenever it suits you, whenever you do the research. But most of us don't have wealthy, wealth managers, personal accountants, et cetera. And so most of us don't ever hear that there's such a thing as a donor advised fund. And so basically put two to two together, a little bit of the Acorns experience, a little bit of the LinkedIn experience, and said, what if we had a very simple app, right? So if it's the elevator pitch, it's a very simple thing, right? Like you can download this app, set a simple goal for yourself. How much money do you want to give to charity every year? A few $100s, a few $1,000s. We don't judge. Whatever you give, we're happy to support. And then just decide whether you want to put aside money every month, every quarter, every year. What are the charities you support? You can set up recurring donations. And then that money just gets put aside for you, right? Every month goes into an investment portfolio, right? We have standard portfolios, ESG portfolios, crypto portfolios. And then anytime you want to give, you have this app in your pocket that has almost every legal charity in the US, right? And just with a few taps, you can give. That was the idea. And so, I was fortunate enough to find my co-founder, Alejandro, is one of my favorite engineers at LinkedIn back in the day. We built a lot of things together. He had done some work for Donors Choose and was really inspired about philanthropy. And we agreed that, this wasn't going to just happen unless someone built an organization to do it. And so we founded the company.